Hello everyone, I'm Steve Wilson with the Friday Night Locker Room and Space Coast Daily TV, coming to you today from the Erdman Automotive Studio located at the corner of State Road 520 and US 1 in Cocoa. Today's show is brought to you by Erdman Automotive and sponsored by Auto Expo 95. I'm very excited to be joined by my guest today. I had the good fortune to conduct a Zoom interview with her and her mom almost 4 years ago. So much has taken place between then and now. She is an award-winning filmmaker, an award-winning artist, a ballroom dancer, a comedian, an athlete, a philanthropist, and an actor. I should have told you what she's not doing because she does a little bit of everything. I'd like to welcome to the show Ella Grace Helton. Ella, thanks for joining me. How are you?
Good, thank you.
You have done so much in what I would call a relatively short period of time. Are you tired?
No, it's a lot of fun for me. I get good sleep and, I always have fun every day.
The last time I saw you was just a couple of weeks ago. Avette Project had an event at the zoo and you sang the national anthem.
Yes.
Did you enjoy that? Is it fun singing in public?
Oh yes, I love singing, and I like singing the national anthem for fundraisers so I can use my voice and help causes and everything.
You know, a lot of people say the national anthem is one of the hardest songs to sing. And I'm not a singer, so I don't know that. I'll take their word for it. But how is it? Do you get nervous thinking about, okay, I got to hit this high note, I got to do such and such?
Yeah, I do sometimes, but then once I get it out, it's like once you start it, and then once you reach those high notes, you're like, okay, so the hard part's over, and I can always enjoy it and realize I've been practicing and I know how to do it. I've done this 5 times already, so it is a little nerve-wracking, but once you get into it, it's nice.
Yeah, I can imagine. You keep so busy, you have so much going on. Since the last time we spoke, which was almost 4 years ago, you were in a film with Adam Sandler.
Yes, I was.
How much fun was that?
That was so much fun. I got to dress up as Harley Quinn, which is still my favorite superhero villain, and I got to meet Adam Sandler, which was super cool, and he's super nice. And then his wife played my mom, and it was an amazing experience for me. It's
funny, Adam Sandler is so funny. We feel like we know him because we see him on TV and in movies, but you really don't know the people until you work around him. And you said he was very funny. Was he very nice as well?
He was very nice, and he had children of his own, and so I think he kind of used that with me, and he was definitely really sweet with me, and he would just throw lines at me or make this fun, cute little mysterious laugh or something, and it was very nice to work with everybody there.
I've heard a lot of good things and read a lot of good things about him, so that doesn't surprise me. And you mentioned the word lines, and that always fascinates me when you speak with an actor. To me, I would think the most challenging part of being an actor would be learning your lines, especially the bigger the part, the more the lines. How do you do that? How do you memorize? Because you're still, how old are you, 12?
I'm 11.
You're 11, okay,
yes.
11 years, how do you learn and memorize your lines?
Well, I've been acting since I was 3 years old, so I've had time to practice, and when I was on my TV show, Mom would give me the lines, and over the years it kind of was just with me. And I like to sing a lot so I can memorize songs, and I kind of practice that. And every time I do an audition, that's me practicing my memory with learning the lines. And then when it's time, you work hard for like a week or two, and then when it's time to shoot, you know your lines, practice a few times, and then it sticks in your brain the more you do it.
Do you have to learn the other actors' lines as well so you'll know when to speak?
I do sometimes. I have to know after they say this paragraph, I have to speak.
Turn.
Yes.
Yeah. But you not only have to remember that, but you don't look at the camera, you just go into acting mode, I guess. But you've been doing it for so long now, it's become second nature to you.
Yeah.
Ella, I understand you have a feature film coming out sometime in 2024, and you were the lead.
Yes, it was my first lead in a feature film with Heather Graham and Julia Stiles and a lot of cool people. Heather Graham was really nice, and I got to meet John Brotherton, and that was a lot of fun. We got to go all the way to Rhode Island for that.
Oh, Rhode Island's beautiful. It is so pretty up there. Now, what kind of a movie? Is it a comedy, a drama, or?
It's a rom-com, and I probably couldn't watch it myself, but it's...
You'll get there one day.
One day.
And you enjoyed that thoroughly, it sounds like.
Yes, yes. I I like John Brotherton. I've seen him in a few things, so I was really excited that he got to be my dad.
Yeah, and those are a couple of big name actors. Heather Graham is very
Yeah.
well known.
Yeah, she's really, really nice.
Any nerves when you're acting around people that you admire and respect? I know you've been through that with Adam Sandler,
Yeah.
but any maybe little extra nerves because of who you were with?
A little bit sometimes, because Heather Graham wrote, directed it, and starred in it. I felt like I wanted to make sure I met her requirements and everything. So I got a little nervous of like, I want to make sure I do this the right way and I don't, make it like the other direction. So it's a little bit of nerves, but you can bring yourself into it a little bit too, and sometimes that's what they need.
Now, have you seen the finished product yet? Have you seen the film?
Yes, we have. It's been in some film festivals. We went all the way to Santa Barbara, and that was my first red carpet, which was amazing.
Oh, I bet that was fun.
Yeah, so we got to see it there, and that first time watching it was amazing.
I bet it's neat. You're acting and you're filming oftentimes out of sequence, I believe, but to see it all into place from start to finish.
Yeah.
Did you look at it sometimes and say, is that what we did? Because you do film certain scenes out of sequence, correct?
Yes,
I've always
we
heard
usually
that.
do, yeah. If it's like we have certain things in certain places, we'll switch the scenes around.
Yeah.
And when I do watch it, I will kind of be like, did we do that? There's so much going on, and I can be like, ooh, I kind of should have done that a little better. I should have had a little chuckle there. But so it's a lot of like, once you see the final cut, you can notice everything.
Now tell us once again the name of the film.
It's called Chosen Family.
Chosen Family, and it will be out sometime in 2024.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
We all look forward to seeing that.
Thank you.
You mentioned TV show. I know you were on the show. Was it United We Fall?
United We Fall. Yes.
I loved that show. I was so disappointed that it didn't continue.
No, me too.
And those shows don't continue for various reasons. But was that fun being a part of that show?
That was the most fun show. When I was 6 years old, that was awesome. I got to go to California, which was amazing.
Yeah.
And that was my first role where I was a big sister, because I was always so small. And I was like, yes, I'm a big sister now.
Yeah, oh, that's funny.
And I loved my little sister. I loved my mom, my grandma, my dad, everybody. All the cast was awesome there.
And that, I believe, was on ABC TV and ran
Yes,
for a while.
that was on ABC.
Yeah, every time it came on, every week, I had to run to the TV and turn it on because I knew you were going to be on. And you're currently in a Netflix series.
Yes.
Sweet Magnolias.
Yes, Sweet Magnolias.
Everybody knows that. And I'll ask you the same question. Are you enjoying that? Is that fun to be a part of?
Yes, I'm having so much fun on that show, and I really miss it. It's so, the vibes there, the energy is so nice. The directors, the cast members, and just being on the set with everybody it just makes me feel so like, yes, I love my job.
Yeah. And that's filmed in Georgia, right outside of Atlanta and Covington?
Atlanta, yes.
I lived in Georgia for 20 years. I lived in Macon, so I know where Covington is. My best friend growing up lived in Covington. It's a beautiful area, and I understand a lot of the show, almost all of it is filmed in that area.
Yeah.
Do you hope to go back soon to visit your
do.
friends up in Georgia?
I have some new friends there now, and I'm excited. And we stayed in a beautiful area, and it was really nice in
Yeah, it is a
Atlanta.
neat area. You know, you're so active and you're so busy. When it's time to just clear your mind and take it easy and do whatever you want to do, what do you enjoy doing?
Well, I like to call my friends. Since I act a lot, I have friends in California. I have a friend in England, so I can call my friends and I can talk with them a lot.
Yeah.
And I like to just hang out at home, do games, and
You're just a
just
typical
hang
little
out.
girl.
Yeah.
Who happens to be in front of the camera quite
Yeah.
a bit. Did you ever think, you started acting, you said, at the age of 3, so that's almost all that you've known. How far do you want to go with it? Do you just want to keep going and see what tomorrow brings?
Yeah, I want to keep going with acting for as long as my life will allow me. And I love acting. It's a job that I can love. I mean, I get paid to do an amazing job.
Yeah.
And I love acting. And I want to do that every day.
You know, I always say that's about as good as it gets when you have the opportunity to do something that you love doing and you get paid for it. I don't know that it gets any better than that.
I know, definitely.
I want to switch gears and talk about your filmmaking.
Yes.
You're an 11-year-old girl who is already an award-winning filmmaker. Tell us
you.
about that. How did that all come about?
Yes, so I like to do summer camps where I make films. I've already made 2 short films. I'll make a 3rd one coming up in July. And I've been doing them for the past 2 years. And it's a different side of me because I'm always in front of the camera, and it's interesting to be the one behind the camera. And they're both super fun.
Yeah.
And I like getting to make movies because it's my vision, my dream on a screen is what I like to say.
Very interesting. I spoke with an author last week, and we were talking about her imagination and how, because she writes fiction, these really interesting books, but you have to be the same way. You're writing something from scratch. You have to constantly be thinking, taxing your brain, so to speak, but you said you enjoy that.
Yeah, I like to use my imagination, and I like the fantasy theme of everything. Past 2 short films I've made have some little magical thing in them, like the furniture comes to life, or this painter makes portals, and I like that magical aspect because I can use my imagination and make it happen.
Yeah. Have you read the Harry Potter books?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
I feel like they're a little too.
Yeah,
You know.
they're different. I actually read them just a couple of years ago because I'd heard of them for years and never read them. And then once I got into them, I read the first one and just fell in love with it, just went right down and read them all. And I'm thinking as I read the imagination of the author, you know, how in the world can she think to make this happen? And it's kind of like you as well. You just kind of open up your mind and just, okay, I'm going to write that down, and that's how it goes. You've got that going for you. Also an award-winning artist. What kind of art are you into?
I like to do pastels.
Okay.
I've tried a few other mediums, but I feel like pastels are my favorite. I like to get my hands dirty. It's nice when I can just really be hands-on with it.
Yeah.
That's
Do you have any shows coming up in the near future, or?
Not coming up. I like to do some farmers markets, and there's children business fairs that I like to do. But I keep on making art and everything.
I love that. And I mentioned at the outset, you are a philanthropist. You enjoy giving back.
Yes.
Even at the age of 11, you have learned how important it is to give back.
Oh, yes,
Where did that
definitely.
come from?
Well, every time I see a homeless person on the street, I always get so sad. And my parents have told me, you know, there's kids out there who can't have everything, and I feel bad. Like, I have a place to sleep at night. I can eat every meal. And the more I think about it and the older I get, the more I realize how many kids there are out there and how many people there are out there that can't survive and be as lucky as me. And I feel, I can really feel that.
You know, it's so, to hear you say something like that is just so heartwarming, because we need people with your mindset in this world. I mean, you're doing things the right way. You're doing something that you enjoy, something that you love. You're giving back to the community, and that's just amazing. Looking down the road a little ways, do you have anything coming up in the future? Maybe a show or a movie or a dance or something that you're really excited about?
I still do dance, and I have a dance competition coming up. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to make the short film in July. So I still have a few things, and I audition a lot, so that's good.
Now, where can the short film be seen when it comes out? How can we see it?
We'll probably put it on YouTube.
Okay.
So Adventures of Ella Grace on YouTube. And we're still going to put it in some film festivals and try to, you know, put it around and see what we can do.
I mentioned at the outset the 2 words, ballroom dancing.
Yes.
Is that the type of dancing
Yes,
you have
I
coming up?
do ballroom dancing. I love ballroom dancing.
How did that come about? You know, so many young people, I like the moving around fast, you know, and ballroom dancing is so elegant. It's so beautiful, I think.
Yeah.
How did that come to your mind? So that's what I like.
Yeah, well, I've done many different styles. I tried ballet, I tried contemporary, I tried tap. I tried them all, and I like to try everything and see which one I really gravitate to more. And I just tried ballroom, and I happened to really like it because I like how graceful it can be.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how many different dances there are. You can have a slow rumba or a fast jive, and you can have a nice samba, and
Yeah.
it has multiple different styles in still one dance.
Very interesting. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
You taught me something today. But Ella, I want to thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure. It was almost 4 years ago that we conducted the
Yes.
interview via Zoom. Let's don't wait 4 years before we do this again, okay?
Definitely. Yes.
Thanks again for joining
Thank
me.
you.
I want to wish you all the best.
You too. Thank you.
So for my very special guest today, Ella Grace Helton, who is going to do whatever she wants to do, and she's going to do it well. Of that I have no doubt. For all of our sponsors, including Urban Automotive and Auto Expo 95, for the gentleman behind the camera today, Mr. Zach Clark, I'm Steve Wilson with the Friday Night Locker Room and Space Coast Daily TV. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.